happiness of real life. And I guess that's why it is vital that we turn our attention to a country that's been voted or seen as the happiest country in the world 8 consecutive years. 8 consecutive years. I kid you not. They are one happy bunch of people. And that's the reason they are here in studio with us this morning. Now, I will say this, as Kenya, we've come very close to number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very close. Only it's all about happiness. Back in 2022, we were the 27th ranked unhappiest nation in the world. But we were close to number 1. When it comes to happiness, I think the closest we've got is 115th or thereabouts. So we're not exactly shouting, happy! Because I'm happy.
What color do you think we would be at 115?
115?
Yeah.
Pale yellow.
Like,
pale gray.
we would not be on the yellow
Yeah, we
spectrum.
would be on the yellow.
Yellow, we leave it to Finland.
Pale brown.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're brown. I think we're a very brown country.
Oh.
Yeah. So
We need to improve.
yellow is the color of joy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time you
shining. Of
that's what
course.
the sun
Yellow.
is.
The
Yeah.
sun. Yellow. Bright, shiny.
If you
happy
even
joy.
went and did a quick Google search on a happy outfit, you will
Yeah.
see shades of orange, shades of yellow, and it's just bright and happy. I was telling you about the color personalities. Yellow is the color of the bright and shiny people.
Yeah, so I'm a yellow because I'm bright and shiny. Meanwhile, speaking of happy, it's all about Finland. 8 years in a row, and we have the Ambassador of Finland to Kenya in the house, Riina-Riikka Heikka. And the last one, I'm not sure I said it well, but I said it well. Thumbs up from her. So you can see her if you're streaming live. You can see her on your screen. That is Riina-Riikka Heikka, Ambassador of Finland to Kenya. She's in studio. If you're listening, just check out our socials. You'll see the bright, happy smile, looking great. And then today, she decides to come in kitenge. Annie, it's just, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. I like the energy that you're now spiking up when talking about happiness.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I have to comment on the yellow color that you mentioned because I relate it very much to Kenya and the sunshine here. At the moment, Finland is extremely dark during the winter. We hardly have any sunshine during the days. If we have, that makes us extremely happy. But here, it's light and sunshine all day through.
It's funny. They barely have sunshine and they're happy. We have a whole lot of sunshine, and we are what we are. But I will say one thing we are. We're very hospitable. We're very welcoming.
Indeed. I have to give credit for that. I mean, coming here as an ambassador, the country, the people have been so welcoming. So definitely.
Welcome. We're absolutely glad to have you. And we're about to delve into that conversation, but have you ever had njugu?
No, actually.
You haven't had njugu?
I haven't been here that long.
These are groundnuts,
Yeah.
Peanuts.
You can either remove the peel or whatever you call
cover?
them, or you can just eat them like that. I usually eat them like
You
that.
eat them like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
a tad bit salty, but you. Welcome to
Try
Kenya.
one.
We share food. Absolutely, try 3.
Ooh.
See, well, it's not all yours. Well, we're sharing.
Okay. I'll leave some
Bring the
for
joy.
you.
Okay,
Thanks
great.
for sharing.
Ambassador, it's an honor to have you here, and there are many ways we can look at Finland, and there are a lot of other topics we want to talk about, and I know one of those. You're looking forward to sustainability, because you guys are on a different level.
Yeah.
But let's talk about happiness. What makes Finland such a happy people?
I think everyone answers that a bit differently. There is no right formula for that. But I think it's very much about the balance of everyday life between the society, between your work life, between your personal life. So actually, to be honest, it's not a huge emotion for us. Being happy. It's basically an everyday feeling. We are pragmatic people. So it relates to basically, your life. Finding the society stable, secure. There is trust. We have education, quality education for all. We have equality. For example, Finland was the first country, among the first countries to actually offer full political rights to women already in 1906.
Wow.
It's about the nature, the connection to that. It's about enjoying your sauna, which is really a part of our culture. So, it's not rocket science in a way, but it's a long journey, and it's about your everyday life.
I'm happy that you mentioned trust being a very key part. Some of the things I've seen is 80% of Finns trust the police.
Yes.
And the justice system, the social trust is actually the glue
Yes.
to Finland's societal. It's, what keeps you together. And now how gender equality and social inclusion been a very big thing and, in Finland. And then we have something we call the Sisu effect.
Yes.
Or the factor. Resilience, exactly. And, of a temporary joy. And I like that. And it's not too much about the emotion, but how they live their lives. Something we could borrow.
Quality of life. Here's the thing. I read this, and you just say it in passing, but I think it's mind-blowing. Saunas. The country is riddled with saunas almost everywhere, in which allows people to go there and just relax your body, refresh your spirit. How did this even come about? What's the reasoning behind this one?
Well, I think one reasoning is that we are a cold country.
It is
but we do use saunas also in the summers. I think it's the cold country, but also the fact that we have summer cottages around tens of thousands of lakes that we have in Finland. And you don't have, you need to have a sauna, you get your water out of the lake. You live a simple life at your summer cottage. So basically the sauna offers you a place to, take care of yourself, but also a tranquil place. I think that's perhaps one of the reasons. And also related to the fact that you do know that Finns are the heaviest coffee drinkers in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, now there's something that I
That
love
can
to
tell
know.
you perhaps a story as well, but we are really into coffee. Also because the fact that we are a cold Nordic country and not with the Kenyan sunshine. So I think we need to compensate in a way. But sauna indeed, just to get back to the culture. It is important for us.
And now here's the thing. We can talk about it's not necessarily an emotion, which is true, because I believe happiness is not just an emotion. It's a way of life as a being, a state of being, so to speak. But it is also encouraged by things that happen around the quality of life, the quality of life you were talking about. And a lot of African nations can't compare to that. When it comes to education, when it comes to the health system, when it comes to structures actually working, Finland is among the leading lights, as is a few numbers. Nordic countries actually are very good in there. What would you say is the biggest difference in terms of what you've seen here in Kenya, and that's not to throw shade on Kenya in any way, it's just to compare, and Finland?
That's very hard to single out. I also see a lot of similarities, a lot of values that we share. I actually see more similarities, to be honest. But perhaps, the national journey for us as being what we are today, it's been a long journey, and it's been a joint commitment. We are much more smaller than Kenya. Our population is about 5.5 million. So it has been a joint decision for us to invest in our human capital. That is what we have. We don't have an easy history. We have been poor as well. We've gone through different war times, different conflicts. But building on the sisu, the resilience, and having a joint national journey and really, joining hands in a small country, investing in the people. I think that has made a difference because that has been the offer that we have had as Finland.
I like that, investing in your own people, regardless of whether you're 5 million or 51 million here in Kenya, your people are the heartbeat of your country and you have to find a way of connecting with them.
Yeah.
And I want us to sort of like move this towards the kind of relationship that has existed between Finland and Kenya, going all the way back to the 1960s. And, Finland has been a friend of Kenya, very good friend, by the way. But lately we've seen this relationship evolve from a very traditional sort of like setup and structure to something that is a bit more dynamic and highly collaborative. Maybe you could speak to that.
True. I think our relations are actually quite comprehensive. They're quite ambitious and innovative. And it is a true partnership that we are enjoying. You know that we had our president of our republic visit
yes, sometime last year.
Which I think tell its own story about the close relationship. But it's true that we're looking ahead with a good partnership spirit, striving for more trade between our countries, more economic opportunities, working within the multilateral sphere for the United Nations, for our joint values, for international law, working on climate. Nairobi is hosting United Nations, as especially the UN Environmental Program, which we think is an extremely important, energetic leadership position for Kenya to show when talking about, for example, climate, environment, and sustainable development.
Yeah.
So you are right that I think it's very forward-going, very comprehensive, and there's a very good energy between our countries and the relations.
I like that. And, seeing there's something that I spotted the other day, which is Finland coming in to support Kenya's digital economy. And especially the TVETs that we have, training, which is a major goal, probably focus that had been drafted for 2023 to 2026, thereabouts. How's that going?
Excellent. I mean, I think we're having really good results within the TVET side. Now, perhaps we're utilizing a bit the Finnish knowledge on linking, jobs and your technical and vocational training more together, so offering concrete opportunities for young people to strive for the job market and to also try out during their studies through internships with different companies. So that is, I think, one active area that we're working with Kenya, TVET, on youth. That was also highlighted during our president's visit. He met with the youth as well and looked into the TVET work, really in the field, hands-on. And actually, we've integrated climate into our work with the youth as well. For example, boosting entrepreneurship within the agriculture.
Yes.
And agribusiness. So, for example, sustainability and climate issues are a cross-cutting theme for also what we do in the education sector.
What's the population of Kenyans that are actually living and working in Finland? Would you have the numbers?
Actually, I don't have the numbers. I would say that that's not very big, but I don't have the numbers.
Are Kenyans welcome to Finland?
Of course.
Here's the thing: as you were speaking, I remember, and I was looking for it, and I found it that the Finnish city of Espoo, and I'm not sure I said it correctly.
Yes,
but,
you did. Espoo.
Oh, there's Espoo ranks 6th among European cities patent application. Now, Finland is huge on collaborative spirit when it comes, especially to the public and private partnership. Right now, when you look at Kenya and Finland, and you compare those two nations, and plus the things you're talking about, the climate and how important it is to have both the public and the private collaborating in that spirit. And you have companies like, was it Nokia? I saw Nokia. You have Marimekko. You have Supercell. You deal with Solar Foods. You have so much going, and it's even for just that small city, you have a lot that it has to offer. How do you translate, or how does Finland see that aiding in the partnership with Kenya and ultimately the growth of the 254?
Well, innovations are at the heart of Finland, I have to say. We try to be very innovative, again, looking forward. One area that we're collaborating with Kenya that is a good example is circular economy. Okay. So Finland was actually the first country in the world to approve a national roadmap for circular economy. And we see it as innovations. It's not about just recycling. It's about redesigning things. And we have also 2 local partners in Kenya that we are funding around circular economy, really boosting this redesign, the sort of comprehensive awareness raising about the meaning of circular economy, linked very much to, of course, sustainable development. So I think that sector is something that, since we create innovations around circular economy, we are at the forefront. That is something that we wish to keep up here in Kenya as well through our bilateral cooperation.
Now, we will go back to the climate sustainability, because that's a very interesting chat. We'll do that after traffic and sports. But there's something you said at the beginning, and it was that work life balance,
Yes.
which in so many countries that is lacking. And I have a feeling that is one of the biggest or strongest pillar in keeping Finland such a happy nation. How does the government ensure that is the case? Or is it even just the government, or is it the public that plays a part?
It's both. But it's also the government offering certain structures and especially social networks. I think care economy is one good example for women.
Yeah.
The work life in Finland is such that I think it's almost 50-50, women and men working in the work life. And care economy offering structures for women to enter the work life, for example, after you have established your family,
Yeah.
having, affordable daycare, having, again, education for all, having, afternoon clubs for kids that are organized by the counties or the government. So it's a combination, but we do have structures that support the balance, but it's also the mindset of the leadership within different positions in Finland is the fact that we truly believe that you are more happy when you balance things. So it's
That's
a both-way stream. In a way. And I think this is very much on top of the mindset of leadership in Finland, because through that you have happy people, you have more innovations,
Oh, yeah.
and you have more flexibility in what you do. So perhaps that is one secret. But you need the structures also, the sort of society structures, in order to sort of encourage for the balance.
Well, the good thing about that is that while Finland is leading there, Kenya, if I may say so myself, has the potential, because this young generation, we're a very innovative country, extremely innovative country. It's just that I think, as you pointed out, one of the key things is structure. And I think once we get that in tow, then Kenya, that Finland partnership will be something to look forward to.
Actually, just to borrow from the Finnish president, during his visit last year, he did refer to Kenya and Nairobi as the swing city in the New World Order.
Right.
There we go.
That speaks volumes.
Absolutely. More speaking, more volumes in terms of the conversation coming up. Riina-Riikka Heikka, who is in studio. She's the ambassador of Finland to Kenya, giving us some insight in terms of why they are the happiest nation in the world 8 times in a row. Not to mention, when it comes to Nordic countries, they have, I think, 1, 2, 4, and 6. They're ranked among the top happiest.
Yes.
And European countries actually take the bulk of the top 20 happiest nations in the world. So it's nothing to do with the weather.
No.
It's nothing to do with the culture and the food. It has everything to do, or the the money.
Well, they
comes
stand.
into play. But that's not just what it
It's
is
a state
about.
of
It is
being.
not feelings. It is a state of being, and it happens in the mind, plus the structures that help it grow. Sustainability is the new story. We'll be right back to have a discussion on that after we tell you what's happening on your roads, because if there's one place that the joy is sucked out of you, it's on the roads of the 254.
This Valentine's Day, Two Rivers Mall turns 9, and love has never looked better. For 9 incredible years, Two Rivers has been Nairobi's premier shopping and lifestyle destination, bringing together top fashion stores, essential services, trusted banking, and some of the city's best food courts, all in one place. Whether you're shopping for the perfect Valentine's gift, enjoying great dining, or spending quality time with the ones you love, Two Rivers is where it all comes together. Catch all the live English Premier League action at the riverfront every Saturday and Sunday. And kick off your weekend with live DJs and a live band every Friday and Saturday. Tune into The Jam for more information. Celebrate love. Celebrate 9 years. Two Rivers Mall, the ultimate family destination.
Traffic and travel.
Listen, I think we ought to be looking at the traffic situation in Finland right now. How's the traffic like? Do you guys ever experience traffic?
Kind of, yes, in the city center of Helsinki, but then when you go outside, you can be like the only car driving.
Oh,
So it's a bit of a different setting, I have to say. The traffic is not as intense here as here.
have you been navigating the traffic in Nairobi?
Yes, I have actually. I do enjoy driving here. So, but Beware if I'm in the traffic. And it's also the other side that you're driving from. So that requires a bit of concentration, I have to say. Yes.
Out of curiosity, have you experienced Nairobi's famous or infamous road rage yet?
Now I have to make a confession. Even though we're the happiest country, I think we have more road rage in Finland. We're not very happy in traffic.
Kenya, you are disappointing me. She needs to experience some road rage. Come on now.
And the frustration on our roads, well, if you're on the A2, you are a very frustrated person. Traffic delays of 26 minutes. Peponi Road did speak about it earlier. Traffic delays of close to 10 minutes, and the eastern bypass looking quite hectic. Delays of 25 minutes as you're coming in towards North Airport Road, heading towards Mombasa Road. Speaking of Mombasa Road, how about you take the expressway if you're looking to get to where you're going? That's as you're heading towards the CBD and towards Westlands, because there's quite a bit of traffic as you're coming in towards Panari and down towards Nyayo Stadium, and finally Waiyaki Way coming down towards Westlands roundabout. Quite a bit of traffic there. Let us know what's happening around you. 0701 984 984. But remember, happiness is a state of being. So even if you're frustrated in traffic, just smile, okay? You can do nothing about it. You have no control over it unless you want to overlap. In that
Capital
case,
Traffic and Travel. Capital Sports Update, where sports is taken seriously.
All right, so well, it's my turn to ask a question. What kind of sports do you play in Finland?
Ice hockey.
Well, apart from the Finnish national team, which is pretty decent in terms of football, I hope you don't call it soccer.
You can call it both.
Yeah,
we actually call it football.
You call it football.
As well. We got it.
Goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. So ice hockey, of course you'd be
Of
good at ice
course.
hockey.
Yes.
Skiing?
Yes, of course, winter sports
Makes
are
sense.
quite
Winter
actually heavy,
sports,
so
ah.
we're better in winter sports, to be honest. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Kind of makes sense. We're better in running from our problems,
Yes,
from
you
bad
are.
relationships, from debt. So we take to the road and we run for money as well. So, you know, it is what it is. So you should see the look on her face. She's like, really? Newly signed Valencia defender Amos Onjala has urged the club's fans to expect nothing but top performances from him. In fact, Onjala describes himself as a calm and composed defender who will raise the levels in the squad.
I think for me, I'm a calm guy, centre back, central, good in passing, good in defending, and I think very good in my passing, and that is me, very composed and calm.
The 19-year-old signed for the Spanish side, although he will be starting off with the reserve side in the Under-19 League. World Anti-Doping Agency Director for Africa, Rodney Swigler, believes that Kenya is winning the war against that vice. The director says that they have been rather impressed by efforts made by the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya in curbing, or at least trying to curb, the menace in this country.
We are sure that at the end of the day, the commitments, the efforts made to address whatever need to be addressed will bear fruit, and it will be in the interest of Kenyan athletes.
Well, Kenya, in spite of all those good statements, remains placed in Category A of the countries dealing with the highest spread of doping in 2016. Raheem Sterling has left Chelsea. Bye-bye, adios amigos, I'm out. Although they say it was for mutual consent after reaching an agreement to end his contract early, the 31-year-old had 18 months remaining on his 57 million shilling a week deal. Every week he earns about 57, take away taxes, at least 20 million is in his pocket, and they say money doesn't make you happy. The 31-year-old, well, he leaves after 3.5 seasons at Stamford Bridge following his move from Manchester City. That was about 4 years ago, 2022. Sterling will receive a payout from Chelsea, while the club will be saving cash all the same, as the settlement will actually be less than the figure of over 3.5 billion Kenya shillings, which he would have been paid had he stayed for the remaining year and half of his contract. So everyone is happy, and Sterling is that much richer. Good morning.
Capital Sports Update. Up-to-the-minute sports, where sports is taken seriously. Coffee's on, and so is the music. You've found your morning show. Capital in the Morning with Chiko and Fellaris.
for this cancer. Sometimes I feel like going down and so disconnected. Somehow I know that I'm haunted to be wanted. I've been watching, I've been waiting in the shadows of my time. I've been searching, I've been living for tomorrows all my life. In the shadows, in the shadows. They say that I must learn to kill before I can feel safe. But I'd rather kill myself than turn into their slave. Sometimes I feel that I should go and play with the thunder. Somehow I just don't wanna stay and wait for a wonder. I've been watching, I've been waiting in the shadows for my time. I've been searching, I've been living for tomorrows all my life. Lately I've been walking in circles, watching, waiting for something. Feel me, touch me, feel me, come take me higher. I've been watching, I've been waiting in the shadows of my time. I've been searching, I've been living for tomorrows all my life. I've been watching, I've been waiting, I've been searching, I've been living for tomorrow.
Rasmus in the shadows tomorrow. That's what we're aiming at when it comes to sustainability. It's today in Finland. In fact, the numbers will drive you absolutely insane. If you didn't know, Finland is now predominantly green powered. A remarkable 92.2% of its energy generated from low carbon or clean sources. We want to talk and walk into that sustainability discussion because you mentioned circular economy and innovation. And by the way, most of these things, the funny thing is, it's not just let's hope and
Vibes and inshallah.
vibes and inshallah. Yes,
Yeah.
it's not about that. It's actually put into law. There are laws that are formed to aid the country moving towards a sustainable environment. They're looking to become and are actually global leaders in the sustainability, consistently ranking first in international sustainability indices. Ambitious policy goals for carbon neutrality by 2035. That's 9 years away.
Wow.
And they've taken some seriously big steps, and I think it is very, very viable. Let's talk about the bigger picture here as we zone into why Finland is leading the way for the entire world.
Again, I think the fundament behind it is our relationship to our nature. As I mentioned previously as well, we have deep respect towards the nature, and I feel it actually very much here in Kenya as well. I mean, looking into what amazing country you are, what amazing nature you have, and how it really, makes you think about the work for climate, for environment, for biodiversity, for having this to our future generations. And we are very, used to working with the environment and with our climate, and utilizing it and also tackling it because it's not an easy climate for us, for example, when you look at agriculture, when you look at energy. It's not, easy to navigate the climate conditions in Finland. So in a way, it has had to be a focus. And for us, perhaps one part of our happiness is also that we rely on solutions. So as you said, it's not about, talking things, but we are really looking for solutions.
Yeah.
And perhaps that mindset also guides us when we talk about sustainability, climate, environment, be it domestic or be it our international work, where we do a lot around this theme as well.
The funny thing is, the more I read into this and look at this and listen to you, I can't help but think Africa really doesn't have the luxury of chasing that, do we? 100% renewable energy. Is it something we have realistically, considering our troubles, a realistic chance of focusing on at this point in our history?
I'm a bit skeptical, but I'd be very interested to hear what Balozi has to say, given that, again, it's sometimes when you are living within a box, it's very hard to see if at all there's any chance of us having any kind of breakthrough when it comes to renewable energy. Then comes in somebody who has a different perspective, different outlook, and practical solutions that have actually been adopted in Finland, for example. So do you think Africa has a chance, Kenya has a chance when it comes to renewable energy?
Kenya is actually doing quite well on renewable energy, and I think we share a lot. Actually, we also want to learn a lot from Kenya as well in that regard. Just to point out that we also have our challenges. So, we set very ambitious goals, but it's not always easy to then go there and actually fulfill them. But for us, the goals, being ambitious, are important in order to really be serious in your work. But it's a challenge for us as well on how to strive, for example, more renewable energy, look into the carbon footprints of actually not only the society, but each individual.
Correct.
We, for example, by the way, have an app created by our innovation fund that you can actually measure your own carbon footprint by answering loads of questions. And then you get sort of the idea what your footprint is and what you can do to really make an influence on the individual level, because that is needed as well.
Correct.
Choices from all of us.
I like collaboration, which is coming out very strongly in our conversation. And I want to go back to May 2025 when the Finnish president was in town, Alexander Stubb. Well, during the visit, there's a number of things that were discussed, and some of them came out very strongly, one being MOUs that were signed and agreements that are put in place when it comes to peace, mediation, and political consultations. Then we also support, seeing Finland coming in a big way to support Kenya's transition to the CBC education reforms, and of course these are aligning on certain UN reforms and as discussed between President Ruto and Stubb. How about we get there? What has been the progress, which is almost a year in since Finnish president was in town?
Well, of course, we're having really excellent talks with Kenya on peace mediation, peace and stability, multilateralism as well, the United Nations and international law. And by the way, congratulations to Kenya. You have a esteemed female judge in the international court, which is quite a huge thing, to be honest. As a lawyer myself, I really respect that achievement. Our president also had a business delegation with him. So business talks with Finnish companies present in Kenya or looking for market opportunities here has been quite intensely on our agenda after the visit. And as you said, the education sector, the TVET side, that is something that we are really striving to go forward even more. And we've had great results already with Kenya in that regard. And I think, what Kenya offered to our president was a very versatile program. He went to run in Karura. He met with the youth. He was in Nairobi University. He was in the United Nations headquarters, which Kenya is hosting, and which is huge for us as well now when looking at the United Nations reform, Kenya's host country role and our collaboration. So I was not there, unfortunately, when he visited yet. I came only after that. But I hear really great things about the visit and the impact.
Well, it's a good thing that, we touched on education. We got a question earlier, which I was running by you, on what Finland is doing to protect Kenyan students, given that we had a case sometime of some kids that were actually swindled of their money. So what is Finland doing to protect not only Kenyan students, but also just international students that are looking to, gain in the knowledge and skills, but also maybe even create a life for themselves? Then we have elements that decide, rogue elements that really decide to take advantage.
Right. Of course, we take this very seriously, and it was a concerning event, what happened some times ago. We do hope that there's a mutual way looking into mistakes and what were the reasons for that. We try to make international students comfortable in Finland. The institutions, of course, government in a way is not stepping in. It's the institutions, the education institutions themselves being the parties, but they are offering, I think, quite excellent programs for students to feel good, offering them again the support structures that we are using very much in the society, offering them knowledge, awareness raising, the possibility to participate also in activities outside the school, and really offering them again the well-being of the everyday life. So we are doing our best, but obviously we look into what can we be better in.
Yeah, how can we improve?
Listen,
Of course.
my opinion is people get swindled in this country, around the world. Things happen. It doesn't really seem like a big deal. So just good for you to answer and give that information. But, it happens. Heck, we live in a country where our education system is actually swindling us 100%. Speaking of education system, since we're in this topic, let's talk about the foundational educational system. So we're into this CBE, which is the competency-based education, which moves away from trying to memorize answers to a question and then churning out just basic workers, to looking at what is your strong suit, what are you most suited for, and then trying to build your education there. Can we compare and contrast how the foundational education system actually is in Finland as we move up the ladder?
Well, obviously, education has been one major part of our national journey, becoming a strong economy, strong democracy. I think education and equality have been really the stepping stones for us. How we look at education is more that, kids start school when they're 7 years old, so a bit older than others. And again, the balance. They balance learning, they balance playing, and I think we believe that we want to educate critical thinkers with good media literacy knowledge. That is actually key for us. And teacher education, and actually the touch and the mindset of teachers, is something that we have invested for quite a long time. And actually we do a lot of international work about quality teacher education as well. But they really have the pedagogical skills to guide our children. The profession is very much respected in Finland. People want to become teachers and they engage. But our standing point is that we want critical thinkers of their own, and that the path is lifelong. So we offer different education elements and possibilities throughout your personal journey. It's a lifelong learning journey for all of us.
Quite interesting to hear from a different perspective.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinkers. And one other key one there, thank you very much, Madam Ambassador, is the fact that you invest in teachers. Because I think that's foundational for any education system.
It is.
100%.
When you look at your personal history, I think you remember the
Almost
good
all the
teachers you
teachers.
had.
Yeah. Playing a very
So see,
important role.
it really
Yeah.
makes a difference. But that has been an investment from our side.
Wow. All right. On that note, thank you very much. I think we can reflect and hopefully the powers that be who are playing part, both parents, teachers, schools, and the government can hear that and take that into perspective. I do think the new education system could work out, but we do need to focus on empowering the teachers, educating and training them, and then obviously churning out people who are critical thinkers. I like that. That's why we have a very innovative Finland, and I think with the potential Kenya has, it'll be mind-blowing. But maybe now we can just talk about some of the things that you've loved in this country. Your favorite things in this country, maybe the favorite meals or kind of music that has caught your attention if you've listened to local music. Tell us your experience of the 254.
Kenyan coffee.
Ah,
Since we are the heaviest coffee drinkers.
Feel you.
So that Kenyan coffee is amazing. So that I depend heavily on. I have my Moomin mug, you know, the Moomin characters that are 80 years old, part of our culture as well. I have my Moomin mug and the Kenyan coffee. So that has been one. Everyday sort of enjoyment from that. The other thing that I've enjoyed in Kenya, as I said, it's a welcoming country, welcoming people. I really like interacting here. I feel very honored, very empowered, and very energized, like this morning as well. And I think the third thing I would like to mention is the nature. So I wanted to go to Masai Mara immediately when I came here, since that's been a dream for me from childhood. You know, the National Geography videos that you have been watching as a child, to really putting them actually in action here. And you feel very humbled when you're in Masai Mara looking at everything. And it really makes a difference when you think about what can I do for the climate? What can I do to preserve biodiversity? And it is so different, the nature from the Finnish nature, that it's just mind-blowing. So it's a combination, I think, of coffee, people, and the nature.
I do really hope that at one point you will be able to experience the wildebeest migration. It is a beautiful sight.
Absolutely mind-blowing.
You
So
know,
much hope.
it brings a different kind of ritz and glamour to it. It kind of...
I see what you
Oh, you
did
do? Okay,
there.
I'm sorry. It's a
You're
bit shady.
clever.
I'm trying to be a bit shady and forward there. But yes, on the larger scale, we do take care of our natural resources, the national park. I'm sure you've been the only one in the world that has a city, a national park within the capital city. It's such a beautiful thing to see. And so quick fire questions. New music that you've learned while in Kenya.
New music that I've learned. I've been listening to the local music. I cannot point out anyone specific. But it's the groove.
It's the groove. It's the feeling. It's the vibe.
It's the groove.
That's got to be major.
I love it.
It's got to be major and bien. One of those two. It's got to be one of those two. Weirdest food you've had to eat or tasted in the 254?
Well, ugali is something very different. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but it's just
weird,
very
very different.
to what we have.
Yeah.
So that leaves a legacy.
What would you
let's put
compare it
this
to?
way.
From Finland?
Oh, there's no comparison, actually.
I didn't think so.
It's one of a kind.
It is.
It is one of a kind. So that's why it makes a legacy. It really leaves a legacy. We have very weird foods also in Finland, in a way that they are so different that everyone remembers them. So I guess ugali is sort of one of those that you really remember it because it's so distinct and so different to what you are used to.
Weirdest experience or character you've met in the 254? Or let me say this. The funniest habit you've seen in Kenya.
I mean, peculiar habits.
Peculiar. That's the word I was looking for. Peculiar habit. She finishes my statement.
Peculiar habit. Not so peculiar, but what I've noticed is that very often when I say hello to someone, they greet me by saying, "I'm very good." So, if I say, well, I say just, hello, I'm well, thanks.
I'm glad.
And, in a way, it's like, okay, great. So you just you're immediately sharing your view, even though I say hello, and my next question would be, how are you? Sort of tackling them both.
Yeah.
I think that...
Saves time.
Saves time.
And delve into how's family, how's work.
Nice as well, in a way
It
that you
is.
get the sort of vibes immediately.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, where would you rate Kenya in terms of the most handsome men?
Oh, the most handsome men.
Yeah, around the world, 10 being the highest. What would you give Kenyan men as a rating?
I hope my husband is not listening. I would say it's actually quite high.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm asking Ambassador here. Don't bring your hate on me.
Okay, so
Stay silent right there.
so you want me to actually give a number?
Yeah.
I
out
would
of 10.
say 8.5.
Oh, well, okay, now even I'm a Kenyan man, and I'm like, you're reaching, you're being too kind. No, on a realistic scale.
No, but this is a realistic scale.
Really?
Yeah, no, I respect. I mean, come on. For example, in the Nordics, in the Europe, we're very different in each country.
Yeah, we are. We all
Yeah,
are.
and it's great.
1 out of 10 in terms of
Kenyan women?
Yeah. I have one more 1 out of 10 coming. Don't intimidate her with your
No, we're just smiling at each other.
Yeah.
It's a
You
sisterhood.
know what? I
Yeah.
have to go higher.
Okay.
I'm closer to 10.
Okay, and minus the makeup,
You just had to.
without makeup.
No, that doesn't. That's not the thing. That's not the thing. It's the inner beauty.
Oh, we're looking at the inner beauty for the women.
But it's
Okay,
it's a combination. My goodness.
It's okay,
But
Ambassador.
women here shine, and they are thriving, and I love it.
Gotta love it.
Oh, man.
I think I just earned myself a new friend.
Yes, you did.
And the final one, out
okay.
of 10, how would you rate Kenya fashion? And while you're at it, why don't you tell us the most interesting fashion you've seen in Kenya?
No, actually, I'm just sort of still looking. I've been in the country for 6 months, but I'm
Yeah.
extremely interested on the Kenyan fashion. I think it's actually amazing.
Ah.
It's bold in a way that, okay, we have our marimekko, which I'm actually wearing, which is
Oh,
a lot
so
of,
it's not Kenyan.
colors and blooming, but here it's even more bold. So I hope that is something that I actually can look more into.
Oh, wow.
When here, sort of the Kenyan fashion. So any tips?
We'll be here to share
Yes,
them. Very
excellent.
expressive kind of fashion.
Yes,
Well,
it's
let me hear.
expressive.
It's very
Yeah,
expressive,
that's
right?
even better than
Uh-huh.
bold. It's very expressive.
Oh, well, if you look to your left, you'll notice Unia Munga is in the house just weirdly staring at you with a big smile on her face. Don't blame her. Don't excuse her.
I'm trying to be happy.
Oh, you're trying to be happy.
yeah,
Oh, it's a
that's like
state.
happiest
Okay.
country.
Okay. So it's great to have you.
Great. Well,
It's,
she says I'm looking great.
Yeah, she's saying that she's an ambassador. She's a guest in the Capital FM. Of
Well, she
course, she'll
just
tell you whatever you
recognized-
need.
No, she
to
just-
hear.
she-
Hebu enda nje uso mrudi hapa tuone Kenya atasema. That's Swahili for they look beautiful as
Right.
well. Yeah, I was telling them they look
Right.
amazing. Ambassador Riina-Riikka, in-house from Finland to Kenya. It's an absolute honor to have you. You're really such a good vibe.
Thank you likewise. Really enjoyed the discussions. All the best.
Oh man, I can see why Finland is such a happy people, a great example of joy right here in studio. We'd like to thank you for coming to Capital FM and hope to see you soon, and welcome and enjoy your time in Kenya. We'll have you back at Capital soon.
Thank you. Have a happy day, everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning! And how are we today?
Wake up, tune in.